Hey guys, how's it going? Vulkan here, and welcome back to my channel. So, I've been thinking about doing this for a while. Multiple people have suggested it to me, like Clash with Ash, Boofaretti. They're all like, and then Rich Slayton, like Andrew Guy, they're all like telling me, go on your channel and just review your CRL gameplay, because I don't have time to, make a lot of videos because I'm spending all my time practicing. So I figure if I just review my games, it's an easy way to make some videos and get some content for you guys without spending 10 hours to push ladder and then also recording, because that's what I usually like to do for my videos. So today we're going to be going over my match versus Queso. I actually managed to sweep them in King of the Hill, which is pretty exciting. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. We spent like a lot of time preparing ahead. Versus every team, we always like spend 3 to 4 hours just literally like planning decks. Especially me, I'm big on like the whole deck planning thing. I make sure I always like get a good matchup versus my opponent. So moving on, I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory of this match. So we won King of the Hill 2-0. Then Razzer came up, and he had a good matchup, but honestly, I think he just got a little bit nervous. I mean, he would admit it, and he choked this game. It was a winnable matchup, but he's a really good player, and usually plays well on stage, but I think he just got a little bit nervous in that day. So then, after he came up, Adrian Pedro played, and I think Adrian lost also. Adrian actually played this matchup really well. I think maybe he made like one mistake like the whole game, which is really good. Like usually if you can play a game only making like 1 to 3 mistakes on stage, and then you're looking good. But it's when you play the game so you make 0 mistakes on stage, those are the ones that you're almost always gonna win. And then it's harder to play perfect on stage. Like you're gonna see people are making a lot more mistakes if they're playing on stage versus like if they're just playing in the room. So he made this match really close. I think. Did he actually lose, or did he just lose by tower? Yeah, he lost by tower damage, which was actually pretty good because mortar counters P.E.K.K.A pretty hard. So that kind of stinks. But then I came up in King of the Hill, and at this point it's not do or die, right? Because we can still go to the 1v1 set. But why would we want to go to the 1v1 set if we can just win in King of the Hill? So that's kind of the plan. So I don't want to give away, like all my secrets about why I choose what deck I choose. And like stuff like that. I mean, it is so that I can get a good matchup against my opponent. The thing is, there's gonna be like, other players from CRL teams that probably watch my videos and probably will like look here to figure out like strategies to beat me. So I'm not gonna give away all my secrets, but I will go through the gameplay and I'll say like why I made the moves that I made. So starting off, in this game I have Balloon Cycle, like Inferno Tower, Musketeer. So he starts off the game with Hog. Usually as a Hog Rider player, it's always safe to start off the game with Hog. I didn't have Inferno Tower and Cycle there, which is why I'm just going to go with Musketeer Snowball, because if I had Inferno Tower, I would have played it. But because I didn't have it, it's usually... I don't want to sacrifice tower damage, so I made sure to use the Musketeer Snowball, and basically it doesn't get any damage on my tower. I play Ice Skull in the back just to cycle there. At this point, I probably already realized his deck. I mean, you see the Hog, you see the Valkyrie, you see the Archers. This is a really meta deck. I already know he plays it. So, he's playing Hog Earthquake versus me. I play like, I think that might be the only Inferno Tower of the whole game that I mess up. I didn't play it in the position, I should have played it 1 tile up to the right. 1 tile up and 1 to the right, and then that would have been the perfect Inferno Tower placement. But he's just splitting Archers. Basically, in this matchup, what you can do is you kind of just minor chip and single elixir, right? And then in double elixir, you can start attacking with the balloons. That's kind of the main strategy. The main thing is that you don't give like too much Inferno Tower with the balloons. You're not necessarily trying to get the balloon to the tower. It's more like you're trying to get an even elixir trade with a balloon on the Inferno, and then you're just trying to get that minor chip and then balloon death damage, and you can pretty much win like in the long way. That's the safest way to play this matchup, at least. So there you see, he goes Hog Earthquake, and I make sure to snowball, and I also use my skeletons, because if I don't use my skeletons there, the Hog's going to get a hit on my tower. I mean, that's pretty obvious. One, really, the other key in this matchup is just the micro placement. You're seeing that I'm making sure, like, the Earthquake doesn't also kill my skeletons. I'm making sure I always play my Inferno in the correct position and stuff like that. And in this matchup, it's safe to just go, when he splits archers especially, or even if he doesn't, it's safe to just go Miner Balloon because he's always going to have to use Inferno if he doesn't want the balloon to get a hit on a tower. So the balloon's always going to at least get an even elixir trade on the Inferno. And then the Miner is either going to kill something or it's going to get chip damage, so it's completely fine. I know this match is... I'm just playing for the draw at this point, like, especially because this, in CRL, in King of the Hill, it's lowest tower rules, so whoever... Like, at the end of the game, whoever has the lowest tower, or whoever has the most damage on their tower loses. So I'm just like, I'm not even trying to win. I'm just trying to get more damage on the tower than he gets on mine. So there you see, I do another interesting thing. I pre-placed my Inferno tower, right? So the reason I pre-placed my Inferno tower is because I have Snowball in hand, so I can knock the Hog into the Inferno tower. Because I played it one tile to the left, he could have bypassed my Inferno tower with the Hog, but as I said, because I snowballed, he wasn't able to. So he's playing some really awkward Inferno towers. I don't really like his Inferno towers. I guess he's playing them to be unpredictable, but to be honest, I think he should just play them like in the best position, which is basically the best Inferno tower position is like this placement, but one to the left, for example, if I were to play a balloon on the left lane. So I don't know why he's placing them high. It makes it easier for my Barbarrel to reach them quickly. Maybe he's doing it because he thinks I'm going to prediction miner, but in this matchup, it's actually usually better not to prediction miner and just get the miner chip damage and balloon death damage. So yeah, there he goes with Hog Earthquake. Doesn't matter because I just play Musketeer. You're noticing that anytime he Earthquakes, it's completely fine that he Earthquakes my Inferno because I can always just Snowball and or Musketeer and it's not going to die. So he plays another high Inferno, and because he plays it high, I can just Barbarrel it. So I don't personally think that was the best Inferno tower. The balloon gets death damage on the tower, that's fine. And as you can see, I just keep playing slow. Especially a mistake that a lot of people make is that they get way too aggressive, right? It's okay that I'm going with, you know, the Ice Skull and Balloon here. But you're going to see, if you didn't play that Inferno tower, I would not have Barbarreled. I'm not going to overcommit on my attack. I'm just going to let it die. I'm going to try to get a little bit of chip damage on his tower and just make sure that he spends as much elixir on defense as I spent on offense, or only like maybe I spend 2 more elixir than him, but I get damage, and that's totally fine. I don't want to like throw all my elixir at the bridge, and even if I get damage, I don't want to have like a huge negative elixir trade, right? So I'm just happy to get a little bit of chip damage and get an even elixir trade. So there he goes, archers in the back and Valkyrie in the back, so it's safe for me to cycle my Musketeer. You're gonna see I'm also not cycling my Musketeer for no reason in this matchup. But if he drops something in the back, I'll go Musketeer same lane because he has no big spell. So what are you going to do to stop my Musketeer? Like, it'll always kill whatever he drops, and then it will counter push and get value on offense. You're also going to see another thing this matchup is I don't necessarily save miner for archers, but if there's archers on the field, you're going to want to play your miner on them. I mean, you don't have a big spell, so if you don't kill them with a miner, pretty much nothing's going to kill them. They're just going to get a lot of value on defense. And then also the miner overkills the archers, right? So it'll kill the archers and then it'll also get damage on the tower. So it's totally worth. Another trick in this matchup is also you can miner like in the front of the tower and it'll get damage on the tower, but it'll also tank for the Inferno. So maybe if you have like enough troops down, your balloon can like kill the Inferno. You don't necessarily have to like prediction miner on top of the Inferno tower. So yeah, there. I mean, there's not really much else to talk about. I just win by tower damage. Maybe I could have like been more aggressive to win the game if this wasn't like lowest tower rules. I probably would have done that, but especially because it's not lowest tower rules, especially because it is lowest tower rules, I'm happy to just win the game on the damage lead. So up next, we're up against Dark Angel. Pretty sure he brought, I don't know what he brought. I'll wait and see his first cards. I don't even remember what I brought. I have Miner, so do I have Mortar? Ooh, I have Mortar, and he has Mega Knight. So yeah, in this matchup, I decided to bring Mortar Prince because it's pretty good against his deck pool. I saw that. I think I was kind of surprised you'd use Mega Knight against me because I think I used P.E.K.K.A. earlier, and P.E.K.K.A. kind of counters Mega Knight, but I guess he didn't think I'd use P.E.K.K.A. versus him. But I do have Prince here, which is super good. If I had Rascals, this matchup would be a lot harder. But I knew the Mega Knight was a possibility, so I did have the Prince to help me out here. And then there is going to be, there's a really good play later on in this game. So there, basically, you can play Mortar on offense, but especially on the first Mortar push, until you know their deck, you don't want to over-defend the Mortar. So I was happy to just, take the positive Elixir trade with Prince versus the Mega Knight. I mean, okay, basically the concept is you play Mortar, right? And then you look at your cards in cycle, and you just want to, whatever they use to defend the Mortar, you try to defend that card with a card that's cheaper than they use to kill the Mortar. Basically, the Mortar is the negative Elixir trade, but the card that you defend, whatever they try to kill the Mortar with, that's the positive Elixir trade. So you kind of have to try to think that way. For example, if they were to play Mortar and if I play Mortar and they play minions, I wouldn't want to defend. I'm gonna stop. I wouldn't want to defend the Mortar with like Minion Horde because Minion Horde costs more Elixir than what they use to kill the Mortar. So you always defend the Mortar with something that's less Elixir than they use to kill your Mortar. So here's a really interesting play. He goes Mega Knight in the back, which is kind of risky. And I know that he has Bandit, right? Because he played it earlier. So I go Prince and I minor prediction on his Bandit because almost every time anytime you go Prince of the Bridge and they have Bandit in hand, and Bandit's is only good counter on this deck. They're gonna use Bandit to kill the Prince. The only way to really, and then I prediction miner to kill the Bandit. And the other important thing is that you have to prediction miner early because if you wait too long in the prediction miner, the Bandit will dash anyway and it'll be invulnerable to the Prince charge. So you kind of have to Prince and then immediately miner. Otherwise the Bandit will just charge and hit the Prince anyway. For him, he could have avoided this if he played the Bandit higher at the bridge or if he played it on the left. But it's kind of hard to tell or know that I'm going to predict that. If I were to play a ladder player, they probably would have predicted. They probably would have predicted my prediction. But here, I think he was just more surprised than anything. And his Prince pretty much, or my Prince pretty much annihilated his Bandit. So that was just really good for me. Now another thing here is that I knew because he had to overspend on defense here using minions and Prince. I knew that he wouldn't have enough Elixir to instantly kill my minion horde. So I just went with a quick minion horde to DPS it down. And I am going to sacrifice a little bit of tower damage, but it's completely fine because I got a huge positive Elixir trade on him. And then also the Spear Goblin split in the middle was nice because it defended both lanes. There, I played a bad Mortar. That was kind of a panic Mortar. For some reason, I thought minions were going to get damage from my tower, which was kind of stupid. But it ended up not being completely terrible. I'm at 10 Elixir, so I just go, miner to counter push with that. And I play Prince. Yeah, I just play Prince. I mean, at this point, I pretty much won the game. I need 2 more fireballs. I'm going to fireball that because... Oh, I have Snowball. I forgot I have Snowball. If you don't have Snowball, it's an okay thing to do. To just fireball minions because otherwise you have nothing else to kill them really if they're behind a push. Versus P.E.K.K.A. if I had Barbarrel and Fireball, I would definitely just fireball minions to be safe. Though at this point, basically as long as I miner in the back and then I have troops coming down one lane, he really can't defend. I just fireball and I win the game. So GG, bro. So going into this next match, it's the last game of King of the Hill. If we win this game, then we beat Queso, which is always the plan. Here he has Hog, Earthquake, and I have P.E.K.K.A. And now this is actually an interesting matchup. I used to lose it a lot, right? But I kind of figured out how to play it. So one thing is that you never really want to sacrifice Hog damage on your tower. So you're always defending Hogs with a lot of times you're defending Hogs with 2 troops. Because if you only defend it with 1 troop, it'll get a counter push on you. And here I should go back and rewind. Actually, this is an interesting P.E.K.K.A, right? I think I had like a weird cycle. So I played P.E.K.K.A, and then maybe in retrospect I shouldn't have played P.E.K.K.A, but I probably just, yeah, as I said, had a weird cycle. So here he doesn't have any good counters to Battle Ram in his hand really. So it's okay to go with that at the bridge because he didn't have Valkyrie in hand is the main thing. So because he didn't have Valkyrie in hand, because I know his deck, I know that he probably doesn't have any good counters in hand to that Battle Ram. That'll get him positive elixir trade. Like as I said, on offense, it's completely fine to attack a lot of times, as long as your opponent isn't gonna get like a positive elixir trade from the defense. So here I didn't know I was up elixir, so that's why I was leaking. And I didn't want to, like, for example, play a card in the back and then he instantly goes hog opposite lane, because if we are even elixir, that happens a lot. And for me, really, I'm just trying to get out of single elixir without too much damage on my tower, and then in double elixirs is when I try to punish him. So I go P.E.K.K.A on the deck, but I go P.E.K.K.A on the back. Now this is really hard for him to deal with because he doesn't have skeletons in his deck. He has no real like swarm troop to defend my P.E.K.K.A, and because he doesn't have hog and cycle, he's not going to be able to like hog in the opposite lane. So playing P.E.K.K.A in the back in a situation like this is completely fine. And the reason I know to do this is because I've played this matchup before. So I just know how to play this matchup. I go Battle Ram opposite lane. I have to make sure to split pressure. He played his Valkyrie, so he's not going to get like a positive elixir trade on this Battle Ram, as I said earlier. And there I didn't get a lot of damage, but I just made him... I had an efficient offense. I didn't overspend, so he was not up elixir from that. I go Dark Prince in the back because he has troops in the field. Maybe if he didn't have troops in the field, I probably would have gone P.E.K.K.A in the back. But since he did, I used my Dark Prince in the back. So here, I go P.E.K.K.A in the back, and here's another interesting play. When you P.E.K.K.A in the back versus a deck like this, you always want to P.E.K.K.A in the corner like I did, because if you P.E.K.K.A in the middle all the way in the back, it's going to take like way too long for the P.E.K.K.A to walk up if they hog same lane. The hog will get like 4 shots in your tower, and then the P.E.K.K.A will hit it. But if you P.E.K.K.A in the corner, the hog's only going to get like 1 or 2 shots on the tower because it's just going to walk up faster. So it's better to P.E.K.K.A in the corner to deny a lane versus P.E.K.K.A in the middle. So he goes, yeah, I P.E.K.K.A in the back. He goes hog up the lane. I just defend it with the bandit. I think do I play Ewiz? Nah, I don't. Maybe I could have even played Ewiz and like over defended a little bit there, because I really just don't want to sacrifice tower damage. He played Inferno on the right. So in this matchup, you're always, versus a lot of matchups really with the building, you're split lane pressuring. Like you wait for them to play their building, you P.E.K.K.A down one lane, and then the Battle Ram down the other lane. And then another thing is that also like with this deck, you want the Dark Prince going like in the same lane as your P.E.K.K.A, but you actually want the Bandit going in the lane as the Battle Ram usually if you're gonna go with a split lane pressure. And then minions can like fly down the middle, and Ewiz is more for defense than offense. So here he does use that, so I just make sure to quickly... I see I have Zap in hand, but I don't want to Zap his Bass right because I want to save the Zap for the Inferno. I just go with... Since, as I said, he doesn't really have any efficient way of dealing with Battle Ram, I'm always... As soon as he plays that Inferno tower, I'm always content to just, go with Battle Ram in the opposite lane, especially as soon as he plays the Valkyrie. So I'm just kind of playing troops in the back. I do have troops on the field that are counter pushing, so I just go with the Battle Ram because I already have the counter push going. So it's completely fine. I mean, I also could have reset with a P.E.K.K.A, but usually once you have a counter push going, it's better to just, go with it on the push. The main thing here is not even... The main thing here is just, as I said, like the efficient offense and the efficient defense. I'm not like all out spamming, even if I know I have like an elixir advantage. So there, that gets 2 hits on my tower, and it's fine though, because even though it gets 2 hits, the counter push is going to be good. You're seeing I use my Ewiz instead of my Zap because I wanted to save my Zap for his Inferno tower. And since I already have a P.E.K.K.A on the field, that's good. And yeah, I mean, I basically win here. He messed up a little bit with the Inferno tower, and it's GG. I'm clapping my hands, because I'm so excited. I have arms up in the hair. Oh, look at that smile on my face. Well, it's on my back now. whoa, I think I forgot something. Yeah, and then we won the game. So that was pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just gonna wrap up the video. How long was this going? Okay, nice. So I checked the video and it's like 20 minutes long. So that is a good length. Thank you guys for watching. I guess I should mention I was also thinking maybe I could like take my CRL decks and like go on ladder or something and then play each deck for like one game, for example. I'm not sure exactly how that would work, like if I should do that in the same video as this, but then it makes it like a 40-minute video. So maybe like for each one of these videos I make, I also release like a ladder or a grand challenge video, like using that deck live, just to kind of show you guys my thought process live. I don't know, let me know if you want to see that or like suggest a good way to incorporate that. That would be interesting for you guys to watch, because I'm down to do it if it doesn't involve like having to push my account to top 200, because it's really hard to do that and practice on like in secret where people don't see all my decks and all that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and Vulkan out.